what we are gonna talk about today is, okay, so three things have been this badilepa, but I'm gonna start on the religious division, yabo, because it sort of like paves the way for the whole discussion by okay, izohamba kanjani. Just that I don't know how to structure it in my mind so that it doesn't become a haphazard thing, but at the same time I get the message across, because I'm gonna get questions, I'm sure, and I would love to get questions or a contribution. Don't have to ask, you can contribute. I'll read the contribution out loud and then we can sort of like interact based on that. So what I'm gonna share today is based on my experiences and what I've observed and what I've seen that has been happening out there. And most of the things that happen, first of all, I'm gonna say that we like singabantu, we like to approach things in understanding yet at a human flesh level. So that's problem number one. Ne? We like to categorize izinto into things that suit us, ne? Tina as individuals, and then we tend to neglect abanye abantu, tend to neglect everyone else. So we like to define our own standards, but at the same time, the very same standards that we define for ourselves, we don't necessarily follow them. And then when someone else has their own set of standards, we become judgmental on those standards. So siyathanda understand izinto kwi-level yenyama, hayi kwi-level yomoya. I'm a spiritual person, so everything that I'm going to be discussing here is mainly on spiritual things, spiritual level. So I'm going to request that you put your spiritual differences aside, your emotions aside, and you just listen to what I have to say. And then if you feel like kulo lonke ixesha I've been talking in nonsense, it's fine. You can say that, okay, you were talking nonsense, and then maybe you can highlight, but okay, ipile nonsense bendithetha, and then you can school me, and then get into the process of learning. And I'm all about learning new things. So clear point yobana we like understanding izinto kwi-level yenyama. I'll start off by saying that kule part ye religion, I'll start off by saying that yes, religions have their own set of standards. Take Christianity for an example, because I've been a Christian, Christian family, yabo, and stuff like that. We Rosette, okay, I'm Sunday school, by Rosette, and I graduated Rosette, and about guild. I've been a guilder for many years. This is a high school until I got into university. Things happened at university, friendship, school, and stuff like that. Ne? So I ended up in the dawa, I fell from whatever. But then over the course of years, I realized that, okay, there was a certain thing that was missing for me at church. I was a church goer, but there were certain things that are happening at church. And this is a high school that I didn't like. There's a friend of mine, Bonga, so we should call live. He would tell you that sasibane debate about church and the things that are happening at church that I didn't like. As a senswa, ngabantu abadala, priests, and it really hurts me that I've been subjected to those situations. Not that I was the one experiencing them, but I knew people who were going through those things at the time. So it doesn't thinking backwards, that's childhood trauma. You those people have killed spirits of certain people, but then some people have come out strong again, which is a good thing. But I wouldn't recommend that you put abantwana through such behaviors. We know about fundis abanye bamnyama kanjani. Not gonna say bonke, but some, and the things that they do. So I felt like there was something missing in church for me, because there were certain beliefs that didn't align. Because now once I'm in something, I'm fully committed. So once into the spiritual, I'm going to be fully committed into the spirit. If I'm a church goer, I become fully committed into church. So if you're going to bring other things on the side that do not align with the brand, you sort of like, distracting me into this thing that I want to do. Yeah, well. So, but then over the years, I didn't go to church for various reasons, and then I got to learn that, but okay, we as Christians, now I've been there before. When someone else tries to bring a certain set of standards that are different from the standards that you used to, you tend to shy away from those. Ne? You don't want to be a part of them, and you tend to be judgmental. Take African beliefs, African spirituality, because that's the main thing we're facing Tina Upper in South Africa. It's Christianity and African beliefs. So everything that discussion is gonna be based around those things. Ne? So now I've been that person before, but I've grown to realize that whatever we think has been is actually not the case. Ne? It's not what we think it is. That's what I've been. That's what I've seen. Ne? So in terms of as a religious, clear party division that I've been touching on, that Christians, I've been a Christian before. I'm no longer a Christian, but I have my reasons. But I am not against people being Christian because of one thing, of which I'm gonna mention it. But why in the city? I'm not against any religion, as long as I'm gonna touch on that point. So, as a Christian, you don't want isn't that go against the Bible, but at this very same time, you choose certain things that you don't want to be against, and then you tend to ignore the rest. If it doesn't align with your brand, you don't wanna follow it. So you choose certain things. I hope I'm making sense. You choose the parts of the Bible, you follow them, and then Tatas news but then it's a holistic thing. So spiritual, for me, what I've learned is, number one, spirituality is a holistic thing. Two, spirituality is not about perfection. Yabona oyena mntu broken, okanye oyena mntu who has been through the lot in life and then goes through all the phases of changes, that person comes out stronger. That person comes out highly spiritual, because they know the value of, they know the value of pain. They know the value of seeking for answers when there's no one talking. They know the value of being alone and finding answers, when everyone is against you. You stick to that thing. If you're a spiritual person, you come out strong. But for a Christians, or any religion, you want things easy. You want izinto zizelula. The minute you experience pain, the minute you experience pain, you never want to experience pain, of which that's not life. It is never about experiencing joy all the time. You will never grow if you experience joy all the time, because pain is what makes a person grow. If kumnandi, you'll never know how strong you are. You'll never know how strong you are when it comes to withstanding izinto ezinzima. So that's the problem I have with the Bible and people around the Bible. I'm not saying the Bible is wrong, but it depends how you look at it. The Bible is very good if we jonga ngendlela right. The minute we tell it jonga ngendlela, it's gonna twist your mind and it's gonna confuse you. So you have to be able to discern what is in the Bible, so that uphile ngendlela right. And you have to be able to discern izinto as a spirituality, so that you understand what spirituality is about, what the spirituality within religion is about. You can be a spiritual person and not affiliate with any religion, but you can be in a religion and you have to be spiritual within the religion. Awukwazi uthi ungumKristu but awukho spiritual. You lose the essence of being a Christian right there. Christian, we don't uyenzayo as a Christian if you say you are not spiritual. So spirituality exists with or without religion. So that's the main point that I'm raising here. So clear division and ngayo. People about the Christians will want to follow certain rules in the Bible, and then they tend to ignore the rest of what's happening. And then if you're spiritual, it doesn't affiliate with any religion. They're less judgmental. they know why certain people are. They know about, okay, certain situations shape certain people to be a certain way. Yabo. So eyona nto ibaluleke mandiyidrayive kule point ngoku. Eyona nto ibalulekileyo when it comes to i-religions zethu ne-spirituality sethu is to heal the soul. Ne? It is to heal. The most important thing about religion, spirituality, be it you affiliate with a religion or not, the most important and fundamental thing is healing the soul, healing people's souls, healing the people in spirit and in flesh. If the spirit suffers, unfortunately, the flesh suffers, because once you're in stress, a lot of things has become right. Yeah? So the flesh suffers. That's the most important thing. So, and another misconception that I'm going to correct is the fact that Christians think that African spirituality has dark matter, it's affiliated with demonic activities, which that's not the case too. Ne? So we have that misconception, and I blame. I've been there before. I've been that person before. I don't want to condemn those people, ne? But I'm all about changing mentalities, ne? Making you see things in a different way, because not everything is the way you see it. Now, not everything is the way I see it, but I'm fortunate enough to have experienced both sides of the coin, whatever. Yeah, so they are not associated with demonic activities. So number one, spirituality doesn't have gender, it doesn't have age, it doesn't have sexuality. There are no boundaries with spirituality. You can be young, you can be old, you can be spiritual. You can be a man, you can be a female, you can be spiritual. And fortunately enough, with spirituality, there's no matriarchy, there's no patriarchy. There's just a person who is spiritual, who is in touch with God. Whether you're a female, you're a man, it doesn't, whether you're a woman or a girl. Someone corrected me to say, but I should never say females. I must say a woman or a girl. Whether you're a girl or a woman, or whether you're a man or a boy, if you're in touch with God, you're in touch. There's no thing patriarchy this side, matriarchy this side. There's no division. Ne? That's the beautiful part about it. There's no division. So, clearly talking about of spirituality, there's no division, there's nothing. Ne? There's no demonic thingy. There's no demonic activities that are happening there. The most important thing is connecting to God, of which even African healers, ne, is sangoma, abangoma, amagqirha. They pray to God, ne, before they become in contact with izinyanya zabo, which is why we have the term Qamata. Qamata is God. Qamata is not the ancestors zakho. Ne? We were praising Qamata, which is God. Qamata, Mvelinqangi, Sonini Nanini, Mudimo, Ramasedi, uNkulunkulu. Ne? You pray to that entity, and then you move down to praying to your ancestors. Whereby, that's where you call upon your clan names. Ne? Call upon your clan names. Every clan name that is in your blood, your maternal yakho uzobiza iziduko zikamama, like zikamama notata, ne, wabo, umama notata wakho, umama wabo, umakhulu wakho notamkhulu wakho, uyazibiza iziduko zabo, ubize nezikatata wakho, futhi nezikatamkhulu wakho. Move on to your mother, ubize iziduko zikamama wakhe notata wakhe, ne, nesiduko sakho umama wakhe. So uzibiza zonke, wehle nazo. So that's you, that's your bloodline. Uzilanda kanjalo xa uzilanda. Xa uzilanda kwisintu awubizi isiduko sikatata wakho wedwa, because we believe that it's not, you don't, that's not the only blood that you have running through your veins. Ne? You have a system, it's a collection of ezaziduko which came up by creator wena. So when you call upon ezoziduko, you are calling yourself. So you first pray to God, uqamata, Sonini Nanini, Umvelinqangi, Ramasedi, Mudimo, and all of that. Then you move down, okay, I know God, siyabulela usiphe izinyanya, sicela uba sibe moyamnye nezinyanya zethu, so that whatever we do in terms of healing, we heal abantu ngokuthanda kwakho nangokumisela kwakho, because it's God's creation. Every energy that is under the sun in fact kwayona nje is part of energy, ne? So whatever you include, but okay, still by within umoya oyi-one nezinyanya zethu, so that whatever we do siphilise abantu, because that's the main thing uba ligqirha okanye isangoma, it's to heal people, ne? So kule nto ke ngoku ndithi there's no division, there shouldn't be division in terms of whether you're a Christian or practice African spirituality, because one, we praise one God. Number two, the main important thing is spiritual healing, of which if you heal through the spirit, you heal abantu. Number three, we talk about gifts, yeah? Of which I wouldn't like to refer to it as gifts. I would like to refer to it as obligations, jobs to carry out. So you can have a gift of praying, ne? A gift of singing. When some people sing, once they sing, you can feel that this one, yeah, we are new sons, same time, yeah. So they have that ability. So you have a gift to sing, you have a gift to pray, you have a gift, you're a prophet, you have a gift of healing, you have a gift of the African side, bona amaphupho, interpret amaphupho abantu, thwasisa abantu, throw bones, of which there are prophets still on the church that see, these things. So what happens is, all these gifts, it depends. We don't have the same gifts. We don't have the same roles in life. We may have the same gifts, but the roles may not be the same. So I may have a gift of seeing and praying, and I happen to happen to be in church. So when I pray, I'll be able to heal people through prayer. I'll be able to say things and prophesy, isn't that happening, without going the African route, because once that thing has been instilled in you, it's going to be instilled in you, and if it has to work, it's going to work. But if unayo and it's not supposed to work, the environment it's not going to work, you can have the ability to see, you can have the ability to pray, but if your route has to go via the African route before you come back to church, it's not going to happen, So not everyone goes through the process of uktwasa. So we may have the same gifts, but if a gift needs certain milestones, over my unlock, izolandela low pattern. If yakho is simple, it was just there. It's just simple. So if when now you have a gift of seeing and praying, and then I'm not young, I can be able to see, I can pray, with the African route. Yes, it's your journey. You didn't have to go there, because there are people who end up in church, but they never find their ground in church until they go the African route. There are many Christians as are convertized at once, as I'll never practice African spirituality. You see this thing, ne? So we're back to African spirituality. So you can have all these gifts can also born and stuff like that. But so you can have gift of praying, seeing, and then healing abandon isintu. So when all this thing is done, you can go back to church, because the main thing is healing. So when you paramisa your gifts, you're gonna paramisa your gifts in the African way, and then and the nice thing is that by spirituality as kid. The nice thing is that if you pay African gift in the African way, ancestors will never say bye asikufune caweni. They'll never say that. They'll give you their gift that they want you to have. Basiphakamisa isiphiwo sakho ukwazi ukunyanga abantu the African way. Nesi sokuthandaza sokuprofesa and stuff like that. Xa sowugraduate phaya ezigqirha, ugraduate unazo zonke ezaa zinto. So you can end up in church, which is why you have abantu bekomazayoni and stuff like that. They practice all these gifts through healing. And it's not about you on a gift, which is why in London City, it's not a gift, it's an obligation. So if Nanding Olwetu, okay, I'm a Christian, ne? I'm firm in my Christianity, and then bonus in those okay, as Sabines. zifuna isintu. I go there andizuthi hayi andiyifuni. Yes, andinofa but izinto zam sinongahambi kakuhle, ne? So kufuneke zilungisiwe because iroute yam efama ndiyayithatha. Or ndithi mna olwethu, hayi mna ndingumntu wesintu, khokwando yam esecaweni, ne? Still, it's not my decision. The minute you accept that thing yobana you're gonna carry the task, bazokuthatha abantu abadala bakukhulise, which is your ancestors, and then they're gonna take you to church. They're gonna say, go heal those people in church, because the main important thing is spiritual healing. So whether it's the Bible or not, it doesn't count. Whether I believe in Christianity or not, it doesn't count. But abantu bapi abafuna ukuphiliswa, they go to church. They're looking for spiritual healing. They go to izangoma looking for spiritual healing. Babe right spiritually. So that's the main thing. It's all about your task and observing that gift, that obligation, and you carry it out. So whether or not I believe in Christianity, it's not about me. If umoya wami ngokundithuma ecaweni, ndizoya ecaweni. Have you ever noticed when you listen to gospel, there's a certain emotion that you feel? Gospel invokes a certain feeling kuwe, ne? Uziba, yeah, you know what, now ndisemoyeni ngathi ngaphuma nenyembezi. You know, that's one aspect of it, to say icawe has its own role. Gospel has its own role in healing abantu. African spirituality has its own role still, like policing abantu, because certain people, once ikhale igwijo, or once uhombela utsho ingoma yesiXhosa uvele umvume ukuba yo uthi umuntu uyanigodusa, yabo, umsekhaya, ubuyisela back to their roots, yabo. So these things have different roles. Gospel, nezangoma, izitibili, stuff like that, they have a certain role to play. Nezangoma sixhensa ngazo xa sithi it's Heritage Day, of which is supposed to be Heritage Day every day. Afananga bayiza once a year heritage. So even nezangoma that we sing through Heritage Day that heal us, you know, have a certain role okwazo in healing the spirit. So God doesn't see division. African spirituality doesn't see division. Abantu abathwasileyo basezicaweni basacawe kule namhlanje, but you hardly find umntu osindisiweyo esithi practice African spirituality. They condemn it, they don't want it. But it's mainly because they don't understand that there are no boundaries in that thing. The main thing is healing through the spirit. And abona bantu who are well taught about the spirit, who know how to be broken but still heal, who know the process of being broken and collecting yourself, who know every process about pain, about persisting. Hey, boke mameli videos pa YouTube abantu yabangamathwasa bethetha. But those people are imperfect, and the beauty is that they understand being imperfect. They understand what being imperfect means and where you have to correct things. So at this point, before I move on, I want to check the comments, and then you can also ask your questions, and then maybe we can try to move on, because I think I've been going on for a while. There are many messages that I've missed. Okay, please bear with me, ne? Just as I'm from these comments. Which craft? Okay. I've missed a lot of messages. Okay. There is no growth in comfortability, definitely. So if you're comfortable, you'll never know when the wind blows, uzokwazi ukuwana or not. You know, izinto even imoto xa zithestwa ziyobalekiswa zifakwe through into ezininzi bomba le moto i-roadworthy na, yabo. That's what happens. Yes, spirituality exists with or without religion. And people finding who they are in themselves and defining their own virtue, then aligns with themselves, and obstacles definitely associated with who they are. Azothi xa ethandaza umuntu azazi ukuba uthandazela umuntu ongubani, owehlelwa yintoni. Maybe ne-spirituality sakhe xa elapho siyacaca, definitely. It is good to know that God manifests to people in different ways under different situations, languages, hence the name God, definitely. Clear point oyithethayo, you know, we have different religions, and kwalapha South Africa we have different religions, but the most prominent one being Christianity, of course, and we know why. But the main purpose is that even if singababa 5 erumini 1 and we are all of different spiritual, religious affiliations, we are not supposed to judge each other. The main thing is that when we pray, we understand what we're doing. We know the purpose of why we are affiliated with the things we are affiliated with, because there are people who don't believe in anything, who are just there, who just live. So there should be a difference between people who don't believe at all and people who believe in something, because you must ask yourself, why do you believe? Why do you seek church? Why do you seek amagqirha? You want one thing, you want healing. The main purpose is healing here. It's not judging abanye abantu ba hayi wena umKristu ulahlekile kodwa umuntu omnyama, hayi wena ungumntu, because there were Christians, like ancestors as ashiyayo were Christians. That's the only thing they know. That's the only thing they know, and they know ba abanye abantu baphiwo abakhangela healing. So obviously they're gonna take you to church. That's what we want. Then maybe personal mentality one sonke healing. Then in the African spirituality, asizuyijonga ngathi into enyanyekayo. So ijonga ngathi into edibeneyo, so that whatever we do at any point in time, we seek healing. I like the part about us ancestral lines, because also the word of God encourages us to know about our bloodlines, because like when God said, if anyone wants to know who they are, they must call on the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So that's a bloodline there. You are recalling your ancestors in that bloodline. Okay. I always believe that each and everyone must respect the beliefs of abanye abantu. This is what I'm saying. Okay. There's parable of talents in Matthew, where it emphasizes that people must use their gifts for the glory of God, and when God gives us gifts, it's not only for us, but it's for the benefit of abantu bonke. Yes. So I don't want to refer to it as a gift, because when you gift someone something, it's up to them if they use it or not. So if ndikuphi phone, it's up to you if uyayigcina okanye uyayiphumnya umuntu, ndiyithanda le nto uyiphumnya umuntu, okanye wow, this is beautiful, ubonisa omnye umuntu. It's up to you. But aizo gifts betna obligations, it's an obligation, because even people who sing, they know, but I have to stand pa kwela qonga nditsho ingoma abantu baphile, because I'm praising hour, because I'm praying, because I praise and worship. There are certain people who can do praise and worship. I've been a guild, There are certain people who can do praise and worship. Bakuthatha bakufaka emoyeni. Mina ndibetha amagubu pha, betho pam pam. Ayazi xa sendibethela gubu ibe ingoma isitsho pha praise and worship, ingoma ikhalela phansi ngela xesha lomnqophiso and stuff like that. Zobhopha izinto bazokhala abantu, yabo. So that's the main thing. It's healing, guys. It's healing. So is there any question in the part of religious differences before I go and touch on the homophobia and homosexuality thing? Do we have questions? We are here to school each other, guys. We are here to school each other. So there shouldn't be any division when it comes to healing people. No division. As long as you heal the soul, ndalale, inhliziyo ilula. Like I say, I've been a Christian before. I stopped for various reasons, but I still listen to gospel, because gospel in Tatinbe, man, like there's a certain thing that it does, especially when I have to pray. Okay, you know what, and I need to, and I'll say this. Kuzo zonke izinto that okay. Kuzo zonke izinto that make me cry, ayikho into that touches my soul like gospel when I have to pray. Ungandikhathaza uthini, and but once ndibe semoyeni mamela igospel thixo wam hayi ndizibona ndichiphiza nam. But ke asikho lapho. If we define what Christianity is, it goes to what Apostle Paul said when people saw how the disciples of Jesus were killing themselves, they could see the embodiment of Christ. So that means we can really exercise spirituality by being humble, loving, forgiving, and not being judgmental. Yes. So kule point ngobe ndiyithethe bana we like choosing certain parts of the Bible, ne? And then siziyeke ezinye because they suit us. Mhlawumbi at a particular close situation esikuyo ngelo xesha, and then we ignore the rest. Singafuna uparticipate kwezinye izinto. Yabo, being judgmental. Ibuyela kulaa nto bendisithi we try to understand things of the spirit through the flesh. It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna win that battle because there's no association. You can never associate because one, you won't even believe the fact that there's a higher power, it's alive, it's kicking. You'll say, so if you have that mentality and then I try to explain to you these things, obviously we're not going to have a productive discussion. It's not going to be a debate even. It's going to be me telling you and you telling me, and then we're just like, so you have to be at a certain point, so I'm very happy. Also, to be Christian, we want to talk to me about healing, then I'm very happy because we know one thing for sure: God is alive, God is there, prayer works, singing heals people. So the fundamental things, at least they are there. So when we try to address these things, it becomes much more easier. But do not judge. Don't judge other people. Don't judge other people. Yes, some people try to convert other people. I'm not here to convert people. I'm not here to convert anyone. This thing worked for me. Certain things had to happen to me for me to change. I had to go through a series of experiences for me to change. That is and born Christianity. But then something happened again. The test him kill. Not that it didn't well, but the test him kill. But then something happened that made me realize that no. It's not about what religion you affiliate with. It's not about the beliefs that you have. It's about Inwestil, and it's not about me. It's about me and other people and how we interact in this world of God. As people, we are spiritual beings made up of body, soul, and spirit, which they need to be in agreement. But above all things, we must never grieve the spirit because the mind can be influenced by the body. Yes. So a lot of times, when people have opinions, most of the time they are based on a flesh level.